I will call the Joint Government Oversight and Health and Human Services Committee meeting of May 12th to order. First item is Pledge Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next is adoption of agenda. I need a motion.
Motion to adopt the agenda, Romano.
Support.
Motion by Commissioner Romano, supported by Commissioner Bueno. Any discussion on the agenda? If not, please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Next item is public participation. This is the first opportunity for public participation for those who wish to speak for a maximum of 3 minutes on any agenda item. There will be a second public participation at the end of the meeting. Anyone from the public wish to speak? Laura, stop yawning. Seeing none, I will close public participation. Next is appointment interviews. 42-2 District Court Magistrate, Circuit Judge. Appointment with board approval, Genevieve Taylor. Oh, thank you. We'll go back to approve. You have to wait a minute. We have to go back to approval of minutes dated April 15th, 2026.
so moved.
Support. Zinner.
I have a motion by Commissioner Goike, supported by Commissioner Zinner. Any discussion on the meeting minutes? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
Next is appointment interviews. 42-2 District Court Magistrate, Circuit Court Judges appointment with board approval, Genevieve Taylor. Karen Grassel, Court Administrator. 42-2 District Court. This is a motion to recommend to full board.
Motion to recommend to full board.
Support.
I have a motion by Commissioner Romano, supported by Commissioner Perna. Ladies?
Hi, I am Karen Grazel. I'm the administrator for 42-2 in New Baltimore. We had a vacancy from our magistrate that was there for many years. He retired the end of last month. Chief Judge Perinatal and Judge Hackle have offered the position to Attorney Genevieve Taylor, and we're here to hopefully get that appointment approved.
And I'm Genevieve Taylor. I have been practicing here in Macomb County since 2008. I also do some magistrate work, very small amount, at the 40th District Court for the last 5 years. So I have already gone through the training, which will save some time and effort over at the 42-2. I'm looking forward to spending some time over there. I really enjoy that court. I just looking forward to it. I have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer.
Any questions for the speakers? Seeing none, please vote. Congratulations.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I need a motion to grant a full board approval to adopt Proclamation 7A and 7B.
So moved.
Support.
I have a motion by Commissioner Bueno, supported by Commissioner Grott. First proclamation recognizing May as Chaldean American Month will be presented by Commissioner Romano. Is there anybody here to receive that proclamation? Please.
There was another one for Don Essicle. Sorry. Yeah, just ignore it.
Now?
Now would be a good time.
No, I'm sorry. I thought this was Don's because it said Don Essicle.
Yeah. Who's?
Bashful, okay. So that you This is Stacy Bari,
Bari, yeah.
and she's representing the Chaldean community for this award, but there's other, before I go through this award, I just want to mention that, as most of you know, I'm the Sterling Heights County Commissioner, and my community has probably the largest community of Chaldeans. In fact, it's the largest in Michigan. I think it's the largest in the United States, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm proud to say that. They work well with us, we work well with them, and they're good people to have. But anyway, I want to present this, this month, which is May as Chaldean month. Okay. This is whereas the Macomb County Board of Commissioners proclaim May as Chaldean American Month in Macomb County. And whereas on August 21st, 2025, House Bill was passed 4303, declaring May as Chaldean American Month to celebrate the cultural, economic, and civic impact of Chaldeans, Assyrian, and Syriac, did I say it right? Syriac Americans. And whereas May was chosen to honor the community's deep-rooted faith, family values, and meaningful contributions to the community, especially in Southeast Michigan, which is the home to the largest Chaldean population outside of Iraq. Whereas the Chaldean, Assyrian, and Syriac community enriches Michigan cultural tapestry through its contribution and success in the arts, business, law, politics, education, medicine, architect, and engineering. And now therefore be it proclaimed that the Macomb County Board of Commissioners hereby proclaims May 2026 as Chaldean American Month, and that by these people present, the Macomb County Board of Commissioners hereby recognizes, acknowledges, and commends the Chaldean American community. Be it further proclaimed that a suitable copy of this proclamation be presented to the Chaldean Community Foundation. This has been signed by myself, Don Van Sickle, who is also Sterling Heights representative, and our board chair, Mr. Sabatini. Stacy here's got a few words to say. Stacy, you're up.
Thank you. On behalf of the Chaldean Community Foundation, I'd just like to thank the Board of Commissioners for this proclamation recognizing May as Chaldean American Month. Currently, there are nearly 500,000 Chaldeans, Assyrians, and Syriacs in the United States, including about 187,000 here in Michigan, the largest concentration in the country. An estimated 40% of the community's population actually resides right here in Macomb County, with the vast majority living in Sterling Heights and other neighboring cities. The Chaldean community, if you didn't know, has always been a community of entrepreneurs, owning an estimated 25,000 businesses in Michigan. And the Chaldean American Chamber of Commerce is one of the largest ethnic chambers in the country, representing nearly 5,000 businesses, many of which are Chaldean-owned businesses in Macomb County in the city of Sterling Heights, representing various industries, including restaurants, hotels, law firms, gas stations, and healthcare. The Chaldean community contributes nearly $18 billion to Michigan's economy, and the Chaldean Community Foundation is headquartered in Sterling Heights. We serve nearly 52,000 individuals a year, representing 68 different countries of birth. 30% of those walking through our doors are non-Chaldean, something that we are very proud of. Once again, I'd just like to thank you all for this recognition, and on behalf of the Chaldean Community Foundation, myself and my colleague here, Caroline Hermes, are here to accept the proclamation, and we thank you all again.
Would you like to say something? No?
She said everything.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. She's going to take pictures. Let's get this out of the way. Let you get ready. Right where you're at. You're good.
Okay.
Right in front of the.
Oh, sure.
There you go. Good. Oh, excuse me. Can we get a chair down here also?
If you'd like me down there.
Also sign the proclamation. Let's get it down. Our board chair.
We'll add a little height to the photo.
He didn't hear you.
Why did your height?
He's the same guy. No, I thought that was the proclamation because it was sitting on Don's desk. So I walked over there to carry it and didn't realize there was another one. I was trying to be helpful.
That's what you get.
You're right. I promise I will be less helpful from now on.
I'm going to say something really quick. So, commissioners, I was actually, we were at the Chaldean Foundation last week for the Breakfast of Nations. They were the host. Myself and Commissioner Van Sickle were both there. Beautiful building, beautiful event. So that was very, very fitting to have it there in May. So
Who's that building at?
it's on 15 Mile.
That's Sterling Heights?
Sterling Heights, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner Romano.
See you, Stace.
Welcome, Chair.
Next is a proclamation recognizing May as ALS Awareness Month. I will present the proclamation to Rob Purgatory. I had that name confirmed, you guys, just so you know.
It's a good name.
I've heard most of the jokes, but if you guys have any new ones, I'm happy to hear them.
Probably nothing new.
Sometimes our board meetings feel like that.
Yeah, fair.
You see my last name, I've heard all the jokes.
Yeah.
You get to a point where you're exhausted.
I always thought I'd fit in
Would you
great
say
as
mac
like
and
a
cheese?
Catholic school dean, you know. And you tell the kids they're going to see Purgatory, he'll figure them out.
That's what, my experience at the Catholic school, and that's what I was
How you
thinking.
feel.
Yeah, you're good. Thank you.
Thank you. Whereas the Macomb County Board of Commissioners recognizes May as ALS Month, whereas ALS, also commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease, is a progressive, fatal neurodegenerative disease in which a person's brain loses connection with their muscles, slowly reducing a person's ability to walk, talk, and eat, and eventually breathe. Now, therefore, I'm going to shorten this.
You're good.
It be proclaimed by the Board of Commissioners, speaking for and on behalf of all county citizens as follows. That by these presents, the Macomb County Board of Commissioners joins with the residents of the community in Macomb County to publicly acknowledge May 26th as ALS Month. On behalf of everybody, I'd like to present that proclamation.
Thank you.
And just as a side issue, one of my dearest friends has ALS.
Oh, jeez.
And to watch this progressive disease take over her body while her mind is functioning, she's in our prayers every day.
Definitely.
So on behalf of the county commissioners, I'd like to present that to you, Rob.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Stacy.
Cool. Appreciate that. I just got a little something prepared here. Want to start by saying thank you to the Macomb County Board of Commissioners here for recognizing May as ALS Awareness Month. As an advocate, I send a lot of emails out to government officials, and it mostly feels like it falls on deaf ears. So I'm thankful to live in a community that is open to hearing concerns that affect their citizens. My name is Rob Purgatory. I'm president of Kathy's Kids Foundation for ALS. I'm a Washington Township resident. Our foundation is a 501c3 that helps support families that are dealing with ALS and support ALS research. In February, we hosted our 20th dinner dance at Barrister Gardens in St. Clair Shores. Each fall, we host a golf outing that's been done at Timber Ridge and most recently at Hickory Hollow. And in January, we hosted our first Hockey Fights ALS event with the Detroit Red Wings Alumni Association at the Mount Clemens Ice Arena. So we're active on all social media channels if you're interested in following and supporting this cause further. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, better known as ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, is just like the chairman said, a progressive neurodegenerative disease that attacks nerve cells in both the brain and spinal cord. While patients remain fully cognitive, they lose the ability to speak, eat, swallow, eventually walk, and eventually breathe. Typical ALS diagnosis gives patients a 2 to 5 year lifespan. It affects 30,000 people across the nation. The Midwest, including Michigan, sees a higher than average rate within there. The impact reaches past that person living with it. Caregivers are often family members are thrust into a caregiver role to support that. I lost, before I was born, both my aunts, one of them, Kathy, who we named the charity off after, passed to ALS. My uncle my dad's brother lost his battle in 2021. In 2023, my dad and another one of his brothers were diagnosed. And my only brother was diagnosed in 2019 at the age of 37 with ALS. So we know there's no cure right now, but we do believe that ALS is not incurable, right? We know that it's under research, it's underfunded, and it's not in the public eye like other ailments. So having a board of commissioners that's willing to recognize this and have a county wide, backing behind it is really meaningful to that. And I'm proud to live in a community like that. So again, 1,000 thank yous for taking the time, for letting me speak and presenting this today. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you. Snap a photo.
Chair, would you like to join us and add some height to this picture?
He might decrease the median height. I don't know.
Harold in the middle over there.
You have to get Harold some of them new 4-inch lift shoes.
I think they're gonna be just perfect the way they are.
We gotta stop bullying our chair.
You see him on Facebook.
There we go. See?
Oh, they're advertising all over around there.
Thank you. Thanks again. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Thank you, Rob. Keep up the hope.
Thank you.
Who's the chair today?
Please vote on the proclamations that were presented.
Chair? I did have my name up, but you probably didn't see it.
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you. Do you want to finish the vote?
Yeah, we'll both finish. Go ahead, but go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say,
You want to see? You want him here for yours?
I was just going to say, as a nurse for many years, I took care of patients, well, the whole unit took care of amyotrophic lateral sclerosis patients for many years, because you're going back a long time, because I've been here a long time. But back then, patients had to be in hospitals because there was no other place for them to go. And some of them we had for many, many, many years. And then it was hard. It was hard when they passed, because we could communicate. We communicated with them. I mean, they became like family to us, because we were there every day with them. And it was hard. It was hard when they passed. But they some of them could live for a long time with good care. And they got it. And then once they were removed from the hospital setting, we all wondered, are they going to get their care? And I'm sure they did. But they were special to us because we were so close to them, of course. Back in that day, everybody stayed for a long time. It was a long time ago. But anyway, so, yeah, very special. Thank you for taking care of them. And I don't know if Lisa had that experience or not. But.
I did not personally take care of ALS patients, but I do have a experience or family experience with somebody that passed away from ALS here just a couple of years ago. But it was my daughter's mother-in-law's, her brother, and he was actually a new nurse, had just graduated from nursing school, maybe like 6 months prior. He had gone to nursing school a little later in life, and maybe about 6 months after graduating from nursing school, started to have some symptoms of ALS. Took a little bit to be diagnosed that it was ALS. And unfortunately, he quickly progressed. So, I am hopeful that, through a lot of research, that we will get to a place where there will be a cure, or at least remission from that disease, because it is quite severe.
Yes. Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you. Thank you, Barb.
Thank you, Chair.
For those that hadn't voted, please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob. It's my pleasure to turn the gavel, oh, you want this? No, you can have that too.
All right, we will start our Health and Human Service Committee meeting, starting out with item 9, which is presentations. Can I get a motion to receive and file items A and B? We have a motion by Bueno and supported by Zinner. And our first presentation will be from Martha T. Berry, and we have Kevin here today to present to us.
Thank you, Chair Lucido. Commissioners, good afternoon. I have a very simple report with an update on some of the construction and as well as our quality survey. First, finances, because that is a front of mind for commissioners. We're about a third of the way through the year, and we've used about a quarter of our resources on expenses side. The biggest savings right now that we have so far, which will catch up, of course, is on the capital side. But as you can tell, we're tracking very nicely right now with our reimbursement. Well, the biggest reason is that we continue to have a very high census. It's been normally right around 95 to 98%. It's consistent, and the state stays consistently low. But just a reminder that we have a huge need in this county for long-term care on Medicaid. Our number one referral source still continues to be nursing homes, not hospitals, because nursing homes can't care for some of the residents at the rates that they get received. Remember, the reimbursement structure is from 2 years ago, so we get a little bit better reimbursement on the Medicaid side, but it's still from 2 years ago. We continue to be 4-star in staffing and state surveys, and 4-star in long-term quality measures. We're really proud about that. As they continue to move that bar, we continue to move along with it. As far as our survey went, I give you a little update. They had 8 surveyors in them. We got confirmation that we did get citations. Because they were all minor citations, including the potable water citation, we were able to do what's called an attestation in lieu of a revisit. That's a fancy way of saying if we prove that we've got documentation that we're correcting the issues, they won't come in and physically do a resurvey. So the clinical side accepted our attestation. The fire marshal came in last week and cleared us on the 2 citations that we had there. One of the citations we had, of course, was on that domestic water. I'm pleased to say that the boilers are in. And we have been, as I've been sharing with the board, as we've been able, we've been putting in redundant systems as much as possible to reduce the risk of downtime of things like our electricity and our water. We successfully were able to install the boilers for the domestic water without having to shut the building down at all. That's very exciting to us because we have the changeovers manually for every system front and back of the house. So we now have all of our boilers front and back of the house are able to move over to the others if we need to perform any preventive maintenance or any downtime on any single boiler. The only thing that we have left on our water system are 2 expansion tanks that we'll need that are about 30 years old. We'll be replacing those as we're able to on that. The elevator walkthrough, when they did the vendors came in and did a walkthrough, they said we had to change out our fire panel. They alleged that our 5-year-old fire panel was too small and it would cost between $300,000 and $500,000 to replace it with a new one. However, F&O has a team that said, well, let's take a look at that a little bit differently. And they found one of their resources was able to appropriately program the panel that we had in there. Now, we put this panel in there 5 years ago because the previous one was a proprietary panel, and this was a newer panel that we knew would have enough capacity, but it had been programmed wrong on the way out. So the people that saw it said, oh, you're out of space. We actually now have more than enough space for everything, and that saved, again, between $300,000 and $500,000, depending on who you're talking about. And that's, again, one of the great things about working with F&O on stuff like this. They did the rooftop unit walkthrough and what it would take to replace those. We have new regulations coming in on that again. that has to do with resident safety. So they're looking at that to be more closely to a 3-year project than what they thought might be 18 months, because we have to evacuate the side of the building. We're replacing the cranes to put the RTUs up and taking those down. So it's a significant project that will require us to be able to move our people for a day at a time when they do that. There also is far behind on a lot of the R2 builds, so they're still months out on that. And F&O said that when they did the walkthrough, they said they had the same problem at F&O with the ductwork. They thought originally that they could use the same ductwork that we had up there, but they said it's just so old, it's going to probably need to be replaced as well. So it's going to be probably a 3-year completion date to bring it up to the new requirements. I know I bring you all good news. All right. So, and here's a couple of family thank you notes that we just had from our families. I want to thank you again for the support that the commission is giving to Martha T. Berry. It's been just a spectacular turn to see all of your faces at various times, at various events, supporting us. And even with the difficult conversations, you continue to support the work that we do and the mission that we have. And you have my thanks.
Thank you. We do have a couple of speakers. We'll start with Commissioner Howard.
Hey, how are you doing?
Great, Commissioner.
This is probably a longer conversation than what would be appropriate for here, but I sit on a Veterans Commission with NACO, and one of the things we've been able to do by advocating and lobbying there with our board is one, to stop some federal things that would have negatively impact our veterans, but also to add in some things that would positively impact our veterans. And same thing with MAC. And what we've been able to see is when we've reached out to other counties and kind of come together, we can see policy and change on a state and national level. The biggest, from what I hear, the biggest financial hurdle for you primarily is the reimbursement rate. I don't know if it would be beneficial to take other facilities like yours and throughout other counties, whether they're here in Michigan or outside, and coming together and trying to put together a resolution that can be sent to MAC or NACO so that we can pass on to our federal partners, and maybe it can create policy and change. We've seen that in other areas where, we passed a veterans resolution 6 months ago or 4 months ago, and it was signed by hundreds of counties across the U.S., and we were able to stop some of the things that were going to probably harm our veterans. And so maybe that's something at least to get the awareness and attention of the federal administration, maybe a route that you should consider.
Certainly. I'd be pleased to talk with you offline on that. The commission might not be aware of is I'm currently on the NACO Health Steering Committee, and I'm the vice chair of the Long-Term Care Subcommittee for NACO. I'm also the president of the National Association of County Health Facilities. So we have actually 5 resolutions that were adopted over the last 2 years to help with some of that. But I would love to coordinate with the veterans because we do have a lot of cross connection in that. Veterans are a little bit easier to pass, even though you might disagree at a federal level. But because it isn't, nursing homes aren't as sexy. But we were able to get some common sense language. And I had the privilege of actually speaking in a closed session with Dr. Oz about a couple of things that regulatorily didn't cost any money, but would would save money just to make more common sense regulation. So I'd love to talk with you offline. If we can have a breakfast or a coffee and something, I can talk with you about what we're doing.
Yeah, thanks. I apologize. I didn't know you were on that committee. I know a couple folks from Wayne that are on the veterans one too.
On the veterans
so we can
side,
follow out. Yeah.
It's a big organization. So we see out there, we say hi, but there's a lot going on at NACO. So
thank you.
Commissioner Goyke.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for coming today. Accolades on saving all that money by, the programming for the safety factors. Is it our health department that was doing the checking for the water issues there inside, or does the state have an inspector for the fresh water, the boilers you had to deal with?
Well, it's a combination of things. The complaint came from water not being hot enough, and we had 35-year-old pipes. I'll show you the pictures of them offline. We extended the use of those boilers past their useful life. They were surprised that they were actually being used. I think Commissioner Zinner saw some of those pictures at one of the, and it was, we had overutilized them. So that had to be done, and we were getting some delays in hot water. So the citation came from a concern from our residents that said, we're not getting hot water fast enough.
But it was our own health department that did the inspections, or no?
No, that's a state,
That's a state level deal,
Yeah.
okay.
So technically, the state does it on behalf of the federal government.
Okay.
So for us to be certified for Medicare, we get licensed in the state, but we're certified by a federal review. And the feds contract with the state of Michigan to do the surveys on behalf of them. So yeah, it was a federal survey, and it was a fire marshal survey, and that's also federal as well.
Okay, and then last question would be, I don't know, with the HVAC system, and then having to evacuate for the crane being on one side, I'm just throwing it out like spaghetti on the wall, but, there's a lot of roof mounts done with helicopters. They cost a little bit more, but it might save time if you don't have to evacuate with a helicopter. It might be something simple question, if you don't have to move patients around, if you set the rooftops that way.
I
Just
would
an
love to
idea.
be able to do that if that's possible. I will, again, because F&O's managing that project.
Okay.
I'll let them know that, and but we're working really closely with them on that, on some of the electrical stuff. We still have some power things that are coming through our building into the jail side of it that you'll probably hear about in a little bit. Stuff that we talked about for 7-8 years ago when they caught fire in our building, if you remember some of those, some commissioners that were around. Those still have not been repaired. But now they have to, because that's the only way they can finish the jail. So you'll be hearing about some of that stuff. But great relationship working with F&O, and really appreciate Ben saying, hey, I think Nick can help you out with that. Nick is his safety guy, and he came over and helped us with the fire panel.
Well, thank you very much for all you do there. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Privilege.
Commissioner Wallace.
Thank you, Chair. Hi, Kevin. I didn't really have any questions. I just wanted to say great job per usual. Thank you for everything that you do. But also thank you for coming to our MAC conference. It's always great to see you, and I hope that you were able to gain some information from there. And I just appreciate how you show up to different events to receive that knowledge, so you can bring back here and incorporate it to where you are. So I'm just grateful that you're willing to do that. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Commissioner, and I'm sure you all have heard of it before, but it is important, especially as a county entity, to know that if you are not at the table, you are on the menu. So we want to make sure that we're always at the table. Grateful for your time. Thank you.
Commissioner Zinner.
Thank you, Chair. In reference to what you were saying just a couple of minutes ago,
Nope, never
the-
heard that.
with the board you're on, and you were able to, I forgot the wording, what you were able to accomplish with the board. How many of those drafts did you write? Did you write any of those?
I co-wrote 3 of the 5 of those, and then I proofed the other 2. I work with Destiny Wilkins. She's my vice president of NACFA. She's an outstanding policy wonk, and she just loves doing that, and I love letting her do that. So, but we have concepts that we work on. We're also, to try and save some money, we put a program together where we asked, and it's now a NACO plank that is looking to have the same drug pricing that federally qualified health centers get. We want that for every county health entity in the country. And that's now, we were able to get that on the plank, and we wrote that language for them. At the same time, in the state of Michigan, I'm working on building a coalition to try and get pricing changed for those specific items that are just so heavily priced, it really kills us, because on Med A pricing, we're required to pay for the drugs. So we need prices increase on that. Now, we do have, for the Deficit Reduction Act that's coming through, we're getting a lot of those that were just outlandish are getting reduced naturally over the next few years, but we still need better reimbursement on some of those. So we've got lobbyists that we're connecting with in DC to help us with that. So we're working on many different levels on that. But the biggest thing that we can do right now, because there's not a lot of stomach for more money coming out of the government right now, which I understand. But what we can do is say, how can we be more efficient? And that was with Dr. Oz, we talked about, let's align some of the same regulations that hospitals have with nursing homes. Because, for example, right now, if we have a resident that for whatever reason does not have a DNR in place, a do not resuscitate in place, we're not allowed to have the doctor make that decision in our facility of no heroic measures. Let's make them comfortable, let them pass with dignity. We have to strap them on a gurney, paddle them up, and have MedStar come over, pick them up, and take them over to the hospital so that the doctors at the hospital can make that call. It just doesn't make any sense. And it costs a lot of money, a lot of resources. There's just no reason for it. So those are the kinds of things that we're looking at doing that are common sense regulation that we're getting a lot of traction on. So we'll continue to try and be at that table as much as we can.
Thank you very much, Kevin. We all here appreciate everything that you do over there and how you're an advocate for the seniors of Macomb County and throughout the United States with all the hard work you put in. So we do appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. It's my honor to serve all of you. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. And now we have Laura here to present to us the Veteran Service 2026 first quarter report.
I'm still giggling about if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. So, hi everyone, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Good. This is my quarterly report, so it's kind of quiet for the first quarter. Our advertising started on 1 April, so that's the new quarter, not the last quarter. I will tell you two things. I mean, these are our numbers. Our numbers speak for themselves. How many people we've provided transportation to, financial coaching to, and then also psych evaluations where we get them evaluated, where we can submit their claim for disability. As always, we look at the two big things here, the number 10 and number 11, which is the back pay of their claim, the one-time back pay, and then the monthly reoccurring amounts. So sometimes VA is getting claims done in 30 days, no back pay. Sometimes we get, when a veteran passes away and he dies of a service-connected disability, I've seen the VA award the widow the claim within 5 business days, which is shocking. And then we've got folks that are waiting 10 years and 11 years. So there's no rhyme and reason. Well, there is a rhyme and reason, but at least some of their AI processes are getting more efficient. One thing I did want to bring up, because I know you asked the last time, is how many veterans are coming to our office because they watched the video? Okay, so we started tracking that in April for our new campaign since our advertising started on 1 April. And since April, which is now only about, 5-6 weeks, we have 105 veterans that have said, yes, I've watched the video and I'm coming to see you. So now granted, we see a lot of people every month, but at least that's a start. And right now we're on the social media, we're at the baseball games, if they stream it in baseball. And lastly, I wanted to bring up ALS. ALS is one of those conditions that the VA has made anytime, anywhere, 90 days on active duty, it's service connected. So if anybody who's a veteran who served 90 days on active duty, no matter where they went to, it's not like you had to go to Vietnam, Camp Lejeune, it's anytime, anywhere, 90 days on active duty. If at any time after your discharge, you develop ALS, it is service connected. Usually the ALS patients get the max from the VA, and the max pays around, I think, $14,000 a month. So the VA at 100% starts at $4,000 a month, but when you start losing the loss of use of both arms, both hands, both legs, and all those muscles, the taste and smell, the VA starts adding more stipends, and I believe the max, and I have not looked it up, but I want to say it's probably around $14,000 a month. And unfortunately, their lifespan is much shorter, so that amount does not go to the widow when the veteran passes away. That amount is there to take care of the veteran. Do I have any questions?
Yes, Commissioner Howard.
I think I say this every time, but I think you do a great job. And so I just want to acknowledge that. I bump into several of the veterans commissioners, Mr. Pittman, Mr. Rutherford, and Mr. Archer often. And so having conversations with them about issues that are going on in the community, even outside of the Veterans Commission, is always great, because I think it's great to see, like, we have a lot of people on a lot of commissions, but I see them regularly and see them how involved they are. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that and really appreciate that. And then the one question I do have for you is, I saw that it's talking about financial coaching for the 15 veterans. Do you do coaching in regards of helping veterans set up trust prior to, I mean, eventually they're passing, but do you help veterans set up trust for their families beforehand? Is that a part of your financial coaching?
No. So the financial coaching is what we made required when someone comes to our trust fund relief fund looking for help with rent, utilities, repairs. So there's an emergent need and they cannot afford to pay it. So financial coaching is required if they come back to us a second time. It's not required the first time if they come and ask one time, because remember, it's an emergent need. It's one time to help them in their emergent need, and it usually resolves the problem. When folks keep coming back and back and back for an emergent need, then anytime after the first time, it's required to see our financial coach. The trusts, the wills, and things of that nature, that's usually done by attorneys. We don't have any attorneys on our staff. She's considered like a financial coach. She's certified financial coach and not an attorney. So we do use Lakeshore Legal Aid or Legal Aid Defenders for those. I want to say Legal Aid Defender has a contract with the VA, and they actually sit at the VA hospital once a week. So folks can go see them at the VA hospital and get those kind of documents made, like your Lady Bird deeds or what have you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Laura. We appreciate everything you do also, and thank you for coming out and giving your report today.
Yes, thank you. And I won't forget, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu.
All right, can we please vote on items 9A and 9B, please?
Sorry, thank you.
Motion passes 12-0.
All right, now we will move on to department recommendations, and we will start with item A, which is a budget amendment, Health Grants Fund, MDHHS, Regional Prenatal Quality Collaborative 2026 RPQC Subaward in this amount of $60,334.21. And we have Andrew here, the Director of the Health Department.
I'll make the motion.
Can I,
full board?
Support.
can I get a motion to recommend a full board, please? I got a motion by Howard, supported by Haw.
Michael's in a hurry, too.
I guess. Hope you will just make this quick. Obviously.
I have
You
30
can make it as quick as you'd like, Commissioners. All right, good afternoon, Commissioners. So the first item is a regional collaborative that we participate, the Southeast Michigan Perinatal Quality Improvement Coalition. So it's Macomb, Oakland, Wayne County, and the City of Detroit. That is a part of this coalition, and we are part of that as Macomb. And so we are asking for the budget amendment to receive our subaward of $60,334. This is used for supplies, educational materials, sleep sacks, all about educating our families, mostly during our home visits that our public health nurses do in the home. They're able to actually provide materials and supplies as well, which helps out our families greatly. Be happy to answer any questions you have.
All right, I see no questions. Can we please vote?
There you go, Michael.
Really? Okay, let's vote.
The question button didn't work, so.
Motion passes 12-0.
All right, now we'll move on to item B, which is the city's Readiness Initiative in the amount of $52,000. Can I get a motion to recommend a full board? So moved. Motion by Lisa Oweno, this is supported by Wallace.
Thank you, Commissioners. This is a budget amendment request to actually move existing grant dollars just from contractual service. This program is an emergency preparedness It is all contractual staff. It's 4 staff. They're contractual. We had a vacancy earlier this year, so they're down to 3. With some of the savings from that open position, that open contractual position, they would like to move that money for capital expenses and other operational type expenses that they're going to use for the program. So we're just moving the money from contractual personnel over to supplies and operational expenses for the program. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
I see no questions, so can we please vote?
Oops.
Motion passes 12-0.
Thank
Oh,
you,
you got off
Commissioners.
easy today. Have a good day. Thank you. Now we'll move on to public participation. This is an opportunity for the public to speak for a maximum of 3 minutes. All right, seeing no one, we'll close public participation and move on to
Commissioners' comments.
Commissioner comments. Commissioner Goike?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Real quick, on our PDR, which is about the setting the farmland aside, the commission has worked, and we have a farm in Bruce Township, 105 acres. It's been approved at the state committee, at the state line, and we at the county, and the committee has also approved of it. So that's going to be, passing, so that committee is getting, working through that. So just to know that there is farmland being preserved forever, basically, in Bruce Township.
Great. Which is a good thing.
Thank you, Commissioner Goike. I think that is very important to have farmland, especially in Macomb County, because it's limited already here, so.
It's the Mark Faulkner farm, so.
All right, seeing no other speakers, we'll close public.
I'm on here.
Oh, sorry. I'm
You tried.
I didn't see any other speakers either.
I don't see anything up there.
Commissioner Wallace.
Thank you, Chair.
Brag about her Hawaii trip, probably.
I am not. I'm just going to say that since I've last seen you guys, I've been to 3 conferences and 1 state association summit. So instead of talking about it, I'll probably write something up. You can read it before bed, put you right to sleep. Thank you, Chair.
Commissioner Zinner.
Thank you. I don't know what Commissioner Wallace is going to talk about. I'll be interested to see that. But I had a couple 30-year-olds talk to me recently about, I brought up, what is the power thing we're talking about at the summit?
The data centers?
Thank you. I can never remember the name of that. The data centers. And I'm trying to see what people think about it. And these 30-year-olds said, you remember the movie Erin Brockovich? And I said, yeah. They said, no, you can't, don't vote for that, Mom. And I said, why is that? I said, because you're talking about the Erin Brockovich movie. And I said, did not know that. And I said, when I explained all the facts that we're getting, she said, Mom, look some more. And I said, well, I am looking more. That's why I'm talking to you guys and getting a different perspective. I want to know what you have to think from a different age group. So I don't know. It's just a different age group and just interesting. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Zinner. Seeing no other speakers, we will close commissioner comments. Can I please get
Motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn?
I got it. I said it.
Motion to adjourn. I think it was a 2:30.
Motion by Commissioner Kraft and supported by Commissioner Romano.
Thank you.
Can we please vote?
Oh,